Good afternoon and welcome back to Ask the Lawyer. I'm your host, Mike Berger. Here to answer your legal questions today are personal injury attorneys Manuel Green and Brent Freefield from the Rand Law Firm. Just call the number that you see on the screen. That's 1-888-887-9521, or email your question to askthelawyer@randlawfirm.com. And lots of calls today, so let's get started with a phone call from Richard in Mount Pleasant. Richard, what's your question?
I have an item that's been listed in a CPS recall. Is there anything I need to do law-wise on this?
Mike, that's somewhat outside of the specialty of personal injury law. So we're probably going to pass on that question.
Okay, but if somebody has a question like that today, you probably know some attorneys that would handle that or be able to help them with that, so they could still get in touch with you.
Absolutely. I would recommend you give us shoot us an email, and we'd be happy to look at the question in more detail, do a little research, and get back to them.
Okay, great. Also a question from Ruben in Dallas.
My wife is being sexually harassed at work, and her supervisor doesn't seem to be interested in stopping it. What's my next step?
I'll take that one, Mike. You know, sexual harassment and claims of that nature, our firm will certainly look at those to see if there is a viable claim that can be made against the employer. We certainly would look into whether there were some previous incidents that might have put the company on notice of a similar perpetrator, and that would be the first thing we'd look into.
And again, he said his wife is being sexually harassed, but it's also very important for her in that situation to report that to the company, because it goes back to the light that was out. You have to let them know.
That's exactly right. And if there is no notice to the company, then the company takes the position that, hey, we didn't know about it. This is the first time that we ever were told. This
might be a really tough follow-up question, but is there a set rule for sexual harassment for male and female?
You know, Mike, that's probably going to take more time than we have today.
Okay.
But, you know, the body of law, it changes yearly. And it's something that we'd certainly be glad to look at.
Just checking.
Absolutely.
We have a question from Laura now in Irving. Laura?
Hi, my name is Laura, and I have a question regarding a fall at an apartment complex. I tripped on a curb that is higher than the sidewalk and broke my foot. Was told by the apartment complex that it was written into the lease that any personal injuries or falls, the apartment complex would not be responsible for it. And I have been unable to locate an attorney that would assist me with that, so I'd like to know what I could do.
Manuel?
Mike, this is one of those typical scenarios where a company tries to overreach. We'd start by looking at that lease. Let's see what it says. Let's see how it's written. But I would go back to the building code. This is, if you go to the root of the problem, this is a construction defect. This is something that wasn't built to code probably. We would want to get some pictures of that defect, see how it was put together, how it was made, and if we can find some sort of defect, then we can probably get around the lease.
And then there may be more than that apartment complex involved in that. It could be if the city or the county put the road in later and left the curb too high, they might be at fault as well.
In a lot of cases, there's multiple defendants, and it starts with a picture. You know, let's get her to email us, let's get her to look at the defect, and then we'll go from there.
Very good. Time for another short break. These segments are going by quickly. Again, don't forget to give us a call. If the phone lines are busy, please keep trying. The number is 1-888-887-9521, or email your question to askthelawyer@randlawfirm.com. We'll be right back.